Hello guys, welcome to the Alrasta channel to discuss and explain the exciting storyline of your favorite series, SwallowedStar episode 173. In the previous episode, Luofeng is currently in the first stage of a 4-stage mission given to him by the Virtual Universe Company. The missions involve stopping the cruel actions of a powerful organization that is oppressing the weak. To complete the chain mission, Luofeng must achieve at least 80% progress, which will be calculated by the company. In his first mission, Luofeng managed to wipe out the executives of the Fire Phoenix organization. Now, he must face the organization's founder and leader, Tunshi. What will happen next? Without further ado, let's dive into the story. The battle between Luofeng and Tunshi, the founder of the Fire Phoenix organization, began. In that battle, Tunshi's concern was not Luofeng, but Dylan, the immortal, standing beside Luofeng. That was why Tunshi had a plan to capture and subdue Luofeng in the middle of the battle. He was certain that Dylan would not dare to attack and would instead take advantage of the situation to escape. In the initial clash, Tunshi considered Luofeng to be very foolish for challenging him to a close-range battle, which was his specialty. And sure enough, when their close attacks collided, Luofeng could feel Tunshi's terrifying physical strength. Without armor and the cloud contact vine protecting his body, Luofeng was certain he would be shattered into pieces. Not only that, Tunshi had the confidence to take Luofeng hostage. Unexpectedly, Tunshi had an ace up his sleeve, and now he revealed one of them, the Cloud Metal Vine at the 6th level of the World Master rank. It is said that the Cloud Metal Vine is known as the toughest form of plant life in the universe, characterized by metal-coated branches. When it comes to attack power, this plant is no less rare than Luofeng's Cloud Contact Vine. The Cloud Metal Vine, which continues to push Luofeng back, can easily split Luofeng's sword before finally entangling his body. This makes Dylan, who is watching the battle, a little worried. The plant then forms a ball as if trying to imprison Luofeng inside it. However, this is only momentary before Luofeng also uses his plant, the Cloud Contact Vine, to free himself from the enemy plant's entanglement. Tunshi's Cloud Vine was truly ferocious. It relentlessly pursued Luofeng, who was trying to escape, ignoring Luofeng's Cloud Contact Vine, which was attempting to stop its movement. It turned out that Tunshi didn't just have Cloud Metal Vine. In fact, he also possessed a Sha Luo flower plant at the World Master level 9. The carnivorous plant that appeared and tried to devour Luofeng was famous for its deadly attacks and terrifying digestive abilities. No wonder Tunshi was confident he could capture Luofeng, as he had two powerful and rare plants. What was truly astonishing was how Tunshi managed to develop those two plants to such a powerful state. After all, Luofeng had already struggled greatly just to develop a single cloud vine. In the midst of his escape from Cloud Contact Vine and the enemy's Sha Luo flower, Luofeng did say that Dylan would not interfere in the battle. However, Luofeng asked Babata to launch the Yunmo ship. Babata then activated the protective lasers, which crossed sharply toward the front of the ship, and with brutal force, the Yunmo ship collided with the Sha Luo flower. The impact was so powerful that a single collision was enough to destroy one blooming Sha Luo flower. When the Yunmo ship was attacked by many Sha Luo flowers, Tunshi laughed, thinking he had won. It was clear that Tunshi's Sha Luo flowers were no match for the Yunmo ship at the F9 level. In reality, Babata could easily control the Yunmo ship to break through the flower's attack. Interestingly, Babata even asked Luofeng's Cloud Contact Vine to move aside first before continuing forward, colliding with and slicing through every enemy plant in its path. When Tunshi formed a defense using Cloud Metal Vine, he was immediately startled when Luofeng released another powerful ship, and this one was an automaton ship with E9 level power. Then, Babata handed control of the Yunmo ship to Atuka, who was really funny. She controlled the Yunmo ship like a marmot, running around on the control ball to make the plane spin like a spinning top. Meanwhile, Babata, who was now in control of the automaton ship, didn't hesitate and immediately used the super-destructive planet-destroying laser. Before firing, Atuka acts as a shield breaker for Tunshi's Cloud Metal Vine by tearing it open with the Yunmo ship. And when the opening appears and Pan Shi's face is visible, Babata finally releases the super laser. The laser's power, said to be on par with that of an immortal, is aimed directly at Pan Shi, shattering him into pieces until nothing remains. And that's how Luofeng completed his mission in the first level. He also managed to bring home several world rings belonging to Pan Shi. Long story short, the Yunmo ship is now entering the Dark Universe. Meanwhile, Luofeng is currently inside the inner world of the Golden Horn Behemoth. Upon observing Pan Shi's world ring, Luofeng senses something unusual about it. To find out what it is, he enters the ring and conducts an investigation using his mental powers. After exploring its contents, what caught Luofeng's attention the most was a hidden small world within the ring. Conducting further investigations, Luofeng sent Moshe's body into the hidden world. The small world was dominated by fresh water, more precisely resembling a lake adorned by a few rocky mountains surrounding it. Upon setting foot in that place, Luofeng could feel the core strength of his life force growing stronger and more vibrant. Then Babata appeared and explained that this place was the Luo Qi holy water, which contained an abundance of extraordinary life energy. It was perfect for cultivating cloud vine or healing wounds, with extraordinary effects. This was the reason why Pan Shi was able to develop his two plants to become so powerful. Luo Qi holy water had a volume of 712 cubic kilometers. If calculated based on market value, its worth reached 6.3 billion Hunyuan, equivalent to the wealth possessed by an immortal king warrior. Hearing this, Luofeng was certain that this was the reason why Pan Shi chose to isolate himself from the other Fire Phoenix members. He had been trying to hide the Luo Qi holy water to keep it safe, and secretly use it to cultivate 2 World Master level plants. "This place is a treasure that must not be wasted," Luofeng said. From now on, he would use it with great joy. Along with that, Babata announced that the company's assessment of Luofeng's first mission had been released. Company members evaluated Luofeng and declared him to have successfully completed the first level of the mission with a score of 82%. Earning 82,000 contribution points entitled him to continue to the second level of the chain mission. 82% is a narrow margin to advance to the next stage. To learn more about the results, Luofeng can check the comment section of the virtual evaluation card sent there. There are 2 contradictory statements. One criticizes Luofeng for killing too many enemies in the mission, which some consider extremely dangerous. The other comment, however, praised Luofeng for acting decisively and enforcing the law correctly. The first comment criticized Luofeng for being too harsh, while the second comment supported him, stating that he had acted in accordance with the rules. From this, Luofeng realized that the evaluations in his mission were not conducted by a single person. These evaluators also have differing opinions on the performance Luofeng demonstrated. Well, whatever the case, the most important thing is that Luofeng can proceed to the second level chain mission. The second mission takes place in a universe-level kingdom called the Gulun Kingdom. There is a powerful immortal king named King Blood Devil. In the region of Dutuo, which he controls, a brutal selection test called the Blood Devil Trials is often held. These trials are battle royale-style fights, where many powerful warriors are placed in one location and forced to kill each other until only a few remain. In the next month, there will be 2 Blood Devil Trials taking place in 2 locations. The first will be in the Mengya Galaxy. Out of 1 million Star Warriors, they will engage in a battle royale until only 10 remain. The second will be in Galaxy Weili. From 10 billion Star Traveler warriors, 100 will be selected, and Luofeng must choose one of the 2 options. The goal is to stop the Blood Devil Trials and save the participants. During the mission, Luofeng must also ensure that the virtual universe network is synchronized, so that the evaluators can see Luofeng in action again. The reason Luofeng cannot choose both places is because the distance between the 2 planets where the Blood Devil Trials are held is too far apart. It is impossible for Luofeng to travel back and forth in a short time. According to Babata, the company also wants to assess how wise Luofeng is in making decisions. Without thinking twice, Luofeng chooses to go to the second location, Galaxy Weili. Long story short, Luofeng is now in the Weili Galaxy. During the journey, Dylan mentioned that this second region is the domain of the Blood Devil King. Unfortunately, it is extremely difficult to produce Star Warriors there. It can be said that warriors at the Star Traveler level are almost like ordinary citizens in the universe. That's why Dylan asks Luofeng why he chose this second location. The reason is that Luofeng feels this second location is similar to Earth in the past. Earth, which had experienced repeated disasters, made him realize how terrifying death caused by a stronger force can be. Luofeng himself has a principle of equality when it comes to saving lives. That is why he chose to save more lives, with 10 billion souls in the second location rather than 1 million souls in the first location. Not long after, Luofeng finally arrived at the planet Luosai, the location of the Blood Devil trials. Visible across the flat terrain are numerous bloodstains that have not yet evaporated, along with scattered weapons, indicating that this bloody trial is held quite frequently. This is followed by the appearance of numerous spaceships that drop many tubes containing warriors of the Star Traveler level. Most of them are civilians oppressed by the rule of the Blood Devil King and forced to participate in the Battle Royale trials. The screams of fear from those inside the tubes can be heard clearly. Among them, we are shown a couple in one tube where the man will continue to protect the woman no matter what happens. After all participants were dismissed, the exam supervisor, Rabbit, aka Lapeter, explained loudly, of the 10 billion people there, only 100 would survive. Those who passed the exam would become Blood Devil soldiers, who were said to be the most loyal and the best. Without further ado, the exam began. Immediately after that, the participants began picking up weapons around them that they could use and started attacking anyone nearby. This battle royale was complete chaos. Well, they hadn't even started looting yet, but the fighting had already begun. It was truly brutal. While they fought, the exam supervisors and members of the Blood Devil laughed joyfully as they watched the weaker ones knock each other down in order to survive. Luofeng, who was outside the planet, wondered why the Blood Devil King was conducting such a cruel exam. Dylan explained that the Blood Devil wanted many soldiers who were easy to train to become followers and strengthen his power. The one overseeing the exam was the Blood Devil's right-hand man, Rabbit. Luofeng, who was outside the planet, used the World Ring to teleport and evacuate all the participants to a safe place inside the ring, except for the Blood Devil members. When everyone entered the small world on the ring, Luofeng used his authority to instruct the participants to immediately cease their pointless fighting. Feeling that the rescue mission was complete, Luofeng intended to leave immediately. However, it seemed the enemy wasn't going to let him go that easily. Rabbit, the exam supervisor, and several of his men approached Luofeng angrily. Because Luofeng had disrupted the exam, Rabbit quickly released a flying weapon at Luofeng. In another direction, Luofeng tested his cloud contact vine, which had become stronger thanks to Luoqi holy water. When the cloud vine branch was cut by the enemy's weapon, the plant stem was able to rejoin, regenerating faster after entering Luoqi holy water. Luofeng also used the cloud vine to grab the enemy's flying weapon, which made Rabbit angry again. He didn't expect that a 9th level domain master like Luofeng would be so bold towards him. A 9th level world master. In the end, after the enemy threatened Luofeng with many words, Dylan, who had been hiding his power as an immortal warrior, stepped in and used his mental power to stop the movements of the Blood Devil members. Before dying, Rabbit threatened to bring his boss's name into it. Hearing this, Luofeng and Dylan weren't afraid, because compared to a virtual company, the Blood Devil King was nothing. Luofeng stated that if the Blood Devil's goal was to find a genius warrior, why didn't they use the virtual universe network as their testing ground instead of using the real world, which caused so many casualties, as if they were playing with the lives of the weak? According to Rabbit, it was only the real desire to survive that could awaken their potential. If that was the reason, then show your potential, said Luofeng, who at the same time asked Dylan to take action to deal with Rabbit and his men. After Dylan showed his moves and to save time, Rabbit and his men were executed on the spot with mental pressure until they exploded. Finally, Luofeng's second-level chain mission was complete. Without wasting any time, he immediately left the location. In the World Ring, Luofeng also shared the good news with the examinees there, informing them that the billions of people who had previously fought in the battle had now been freed from the Blood Devil's rule and no longer needed to participate in the Blood Devil trials. Next, Luofeng would take them all to the Virtual Universe Company. The company would even accommodate the warriors and provide them with a peaceful life, such as giving them new planets as homes. Of course, the participants who no longer had to shed blood to survive were overjoyed. They all knelt down and thanked Luofeng, whom they referred to as the Black-Armored Demon God. Sometime later, Babata reported to Luofeng that the company's assessment of Luofeng's second-stage chain mission had arrived. Luofeng's completion rate this time was 90%. He earned 180,000 points and was eligible to proceed to the third stage. What is the content of the third stage mission? To find out, let's wait for the next episode, guys. Alright, thank you for watching until the end, and don't forget to support this channel with likes, subscribe, and comments. That's all from me. Bye.